Okay, so a couple of things that set up. With the stance, head tilt, you had a sort of a bit of a lean over to your left side there with your head. Feet were very, very narrow, so just a little bit wider. Just flare the feet a little bit, help with the little rotation. And ideally, I want your head to be even a bit more sort of just behind, just to start. I think on this one, you might have done it when you do your pre-shot routine. Did I get it or not? No, you didn't do it. This is sort of the move we're trying to function on now. More slide and downward pressure with the left hip, while keeping your head, as we see, behind the golf ball there. So this is got moving downwards, while your spine angle is still maintaining its structure and body position behind the golf ball.
Yeah.
As you come back into impact. So as you come back here now, moving into that left side, and then so you do that. Again, I should have said probably before this shot, ideally I do that away from the ball rather than over the ball, because now you're distinguishing thinking and hitting in the same area. You're doing your sort of thinking back, kind of behind the ball here on the golf course. You might do your practice swings over here out of the way or back behind the golf ball. When you get into this box, you're now just hitting it. So try to avoid doing swings while over the ball, because then you're thinking, hang on, am I thinking? Am I hitting? And your brain can't often distinguish between what it is doing. It's like, don't think of a pink elephant. What's the first thing your brain comes? Because all it is the movement or the action rather than the do or the don't. So, but that movement from the top, as we said, once you get to the top of the backswing here now, feeling almost that sort of pressure and squat. You said you felt it in your, where was it? In your left foot or your left?
So I feel like my left hip.
Left hip is going
back.
Yeah, going back and go. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
But sliding.
Slide, exactly. Yeah, so it's sliding down more. Okay, so as you get to the top of the backswing here
and
now,
I feel like I'm pushing with actually my right leg.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you're almost right inside your right thigh, then pushing down. Doing that there. Okay, so you're not spinny as much there. You're moving over to that left side there now. The arms are coming back down. Okay, here would be a good impact position for your hands there. Okay, and the club is still back here, so you can see where you're at the golf ball here now. Next frame, a little bit further forward there. Okay, not too bad. Not a bad movement there. Lower half is certainly a lot quieter. The knee is just sliding in rather than that foot firing up there. Okay, and then through the golf ball, giving us a little bit more kind of extension and width through to a kind of higher follow through. Whereas this one here now, okay, again because the stance was narrow, a bit of a slide off here now. Then we sort of spun that right knee kind of kicking forward. You can see as you come into impact there, okay? And then when you go through the goal, your arms will just sort of sticking behind you, getting a bit stuck and not really able to get that body moving. And you can see how much your hips are rotated. Your pelvis over there somewhere. I mean, it's really spun round. Because it will do. So if you initiate the downswing with your hips twisting and that sort of movement, you're going to get so spun out of the golf ball that you're just going to come so far over the top and de-loft it. Toey hooks are going to be the shot you're going to produce, probably because you've been struggling, but you had a slice to start with, so you put things in place to fix that. Now the fix of the slice doesn't need to be there. Your instincts are still kind of kicking in sometimes, so you catch a few toe ones, and the way the golf clubs are designed now, toey ones tend to give that right to left shape. So if we can get that launch angle up by keeping your head behind it, and for you it's going to feel like your head is over here somewhere and the club's back here. It will be nowhere near that, but that is the feel. So that drill, this is why I say when you do that drill up against the wall, where you sort of make some swings here, if you imagine coming back into there, no, that's not straight, that'd be fair, give you a fine chance. If that was sort of the wall there, that's probably slightly through your feet there. If you were there now, that's where you should be. The club could go over your shoulder here now, and then you could rotate. You go into the next sort of frame or so, you just haven't really got much space. Now, obviously, when you swing normally, you get into that position, the wall wouldn't be in the way. But because your hands and your head were so far this way, swinging over your shoulder felt very, very strange. And again, you're used to swinging your arms in and tucked, rather than getting that height. So it'd be worth practicing that. I'm not saying you're going to be arranging hours and hours of golf balls, but some movement there with that wall drill. Mirrors are a great help. Just knowing what impact should look like. If we can get more into that kind of position there, the also lowercase y they call it, okay? Lowercase y, the reverse K, lowercase y setup. So that reverse K impact, we can start getting that launch angle up a little bit. Hit some 7 irons up there, rather that sort of low knuckleball, and then give yourself a chance with some longer clubs. So. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, let's have a few more then, buddy.